Hi everyone, welcome to Amy Learns to Cook. Thanksgiving is upon us and we are going to make the star of the show. We're going to make a traditional oven roasted Thanksgiving turkey. Now turkeys can be kind of difficult because you can dry them out in a hurry. It's a big bird with a lot of different kind of meat on it that requires a little bit of care to get an outstanding result. We're going to brine it. That is going to give us the seasoning, the juiciness. We're going to roast it in our oven here. And we're using the DeMeyer roasting pan. So join me. Let's make a traditional oven roasted turkey.
All right, so this is a honeysuckle white, fresh, young turkey. The keyword is fresh, it's not frozen. We didn't quite plan this out far enough. We could have bought it frozen a few weeks ago, but we, waited a little bit and now we're desperate, right? Like everybody else. So we got fresh, that means I don't have to thaw it out. In fact, we're gonna brine it tonight and it'll be ready in the morning. So, look at this bad boy. So we went to Aldi, and this was their brand. I think Walmart might sell this too. And so, yeah, we paid a little bit more, but at least we got one. There was some places we weren't even sure where to go to get a fresh one. So we paid about 20 bucks, 21 here, and it's about a 12 pound, which is good for me and Amy. It's just us two. So we're gonna go ahead and get this puppy brined, and I'll show this to you in a few minutes here. All right, I substituted a few ingredients off of Amy's website where I had a turkey brine. We did the video and everything on it. I just want to do it a little quicker here. So I've only got 1 cup of table salt, 1 cup of brown sugar, but I got mulling spice. I threw a little bit of apple spice in there along with pumpkin spice, but then I threw a bunch of garlic powder and this dash in there. So it's quasi the same, but a little different. This water is just under boiling. It's about 180 degrees. Doesn't really matter. We're just going to go ahead and get stirred up until it's all in solution here. But if you want to do it in a saucepan, that's cool, because then you can obviously keep it nice and warm and everything. The goal here is, this is 1 quart or 4 cups of very hot water. We really want to get the salt and the sugar in solution here. It doesn't really help if we're just going to coat it in a thick blah. I'm not going to go with 10 pounds of ice as the recipe calls for, because that's quite a bit. Plus my ice maker doesn't make that much. So I'll probably put a gallon of water total in here. So we'll see what some cold water does, along with maybe quart or 2 of ice. But we'll go ahead and get this stuff stirred up, and I'll be right back. So what I did is I just got done kind of whisking it. You can kind of see I'm scraping the bottom here. Looks pretty good, just some of the smushy stuff. The salt and the butter, or salt butter. The salt and the brown sugar is pretty much all got incorporated into this brew here. So we have a lot of savory. We have the sweetness from the mulling and all that good stuff. But then we also have garlic in here. And then we also have a lot of stuff from the Miss Dash. So that's all good. So it's really concoction. So how much this will actually penetrate the turkey and get into its membranes will be interesting. But if the salt can bring in this other stuff with it, then we'll have quite a bit of flavor. Otherwise, the stuff will just coat the outside and get washed off in the morning when I wash all the stuff off. But it should be interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and pour this little concoction in. Go ahead and get some ice in there. So it's like 4 cups of water. Got 4 cups of ice. Let's get some more ice in there. What we do here is I'm going to flip the bird upside down a little bit to make sure that the breasts are primarily what we want to get brined in this thing. So let's go ahead and get them down. Get that all covered. And we can get just a little bit more water to cover this butt up. That'll probably be good enough. And last but not least, before I put the lid on, I just want to let you know that when I was taking the bird out of the package, I removed the plastic that held the drumsticks together. I removed the plastic pop-up thermometer that's supposed to pop up when it's done. I don't trust those things. I'd rather use my own thermometer. And I also took out the neck and the giblets. And there was quite a bit of frozenness on the inside because even though this is fresh, it was stored in a very cold environment. So my hands got a little frozen ripping all that stuff out. But you can see it's all covered good. My breast is down, so I know that's going to get brined really good. The back doesn't really need it as much, but he's at the surface. Got lots of great stuff in there. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, which in our case is very cold. You just need to keep it below 40 degrees. If you have a ton of ice, you can maybe leave it out if you want, but you have to keep replenishing ice. If you put it in the fridge, you're covered, right? So that's the big goal here. And oh yeah, one little test I just want to show you real fast is what temperature is this bad boy, right? So let me go ahead. I don't want this to be 60 or 70 degree water. That's why I got a bunch of ice. I use refrigerator water. And if I can get this on camera here. Depending on where you go, it shows 43 degrees, which is fine. Sometimes I get in the 30s. The bottom line is it's very close to the 40 degrees or colder. I want to keep it. It's poultry. I don't trust it. I want to keep it cold. So the bottom line is 43 degrees for me is fine. If yours isn't exactly that low, it's not a big deal. It will cool off as time goes on in the refrigerator. Just don't fill it full of 70 or 60 degree water with no ice. You want to definitely bring it down, that's for sure. Well, it's that time. Into the refrigerator it goes.
Okay, so Eric so nicely brined our Thanksgiving turkey. Now we're getting ready to prep it for the oven. So what he did was after he was done brining, he rinsed all that brine off. He put it on this sheet pan with a rack and a little parchment paper, and he patted it dry with some paper towels. That's to get the extra water off of it. Then he stuck it back in the refrigerator for about an hour. Couple hours to dry the skin out so it's nice, it's not like sogged out. Then we brought it out and it's been sitting out here for maybe about an hour. We want to get some of that chill off before we put it in the oven because we don't want it to cook unevenly. So we have our turkey. So what we need to do is we need to put some nice aromatics on the inside of the turkey. We're going to butter under the skin. I'm not really going to season a lot for a lot of reasons. One, the brine had a bunch of herbs and seasoning in it. So the turkey is already seasoned. Number two, we don't really eat the skin. So if you eat the skin, then you want to season the skin. So we're just going to be buttering the inside. So I have some butter here. Oh, my oven's heated to 350. And when you put the butter up in here, there's like a membrane in there that you have to kind of pierce. So I'm going to pierce it on that side to get the top part of the breast. I'm going to pierce it on this side. Jeez. There we go.
Tough little bugger, isn't he?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to pierce. See that membrane? I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. Just pierce it. Then you can get under the breast with the butter. And here it is on this side. See that membrane there? You just want to pierce it. Then you can get under there and do your thing, right? So we have some butter here, and I don't know, I have about 3/4 of a stick. I'm gonna go ahead and show this bird who's boss, right?
But you do want to be careful. You don't want to put 3 or 4 sticks under there, because if you're going to make gravy, you don't want it to be just a grease pool, right?
A greasy gravy?
It'll be a butter and turkey.
Well, it could be butter gravy. Ooh, yeah. Rub that turkey. Rub that turkey. Rub that turkey good.
Turkey masseuse.
Yum. Hi, turkey. Hi. Okay, so I just got a new set of gloves on, and I'm gonna pull some trussing string before I do anything, because my hands are clean. So we got that. So we have the inside of our bird, and we're gonna put some nice aromatics in there. So I got some onions. I got some quartered apple. That should give it some nice flavor. We have lemon. No, I didn't forget that was called lemon.
Oh, I didn't know.
More apple, more lemon. Just want to go like each one, so we have a nice even.
In other words, since we're not doing stuffing inside the bird, we got some room for that good stuff.
Yeah. So we got all kind of yums in here. That was a whole apple, a whole lemon, and a whole medium onion. Okay, to truss or not to truss? Really, I want to truss this, but because I filled it, I'm not going to. So we want to tuck these wings underneath the chicken's neck.
Chicken? Little paper chicken.
You just want to do that so the wings are behind and they don't get burnt. I'm just going to tie this. I was going to do a full truss on there, but if you want to truss it, then do it before you do that. So I'm just going to get our legs here going. My thing here is a little on the long side, but that's okay. I'll cut off the excess. Just going to tie a bow, if I can, with my slippy fingers. Cute little bow. So we're going to go ahead and clip this just like this, so we don't have like miles of extra string on here. So I have our beautiful Demira roasting pan. I'm in love with this pan. I'll put a link up here and in the description when we unbox this. It was like a pan geek fest, right?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pan. So we're gonna get our turkey on here, hopefully. This shouldn't be bad because it's not a huge turkey. Ooh, yeah. Oh, it fits perfect. It fits absolutely perfectly. Looks amazing. It looks amazing. So I have a little pure olive oil. We're going to go ahead and brush it on little turkey. Brush it all over the little turkey, the little turkey, the little turkey. Brush it all over the little turkey. Gobble, 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 gobble. Eric's looking at me like she's crazy. Gobble, 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 gobble. Give him some nice little oil on his little toes and across his front side. Okay. So we're going to take this turkey, we're going to put it in the oven. You need to roast it about 13 minutes per pound. Some people start it off high and they lower it down. I'm not doing that. I'm keeping it at 350 the whole time.
What we can do is we can put a couple of probes. We can measure the breast and maybe the leg.
Yeah, we're going to put 2 probes so that way if we have to tent it at all, we can do that. Yeah. So in this turkey goes in the oven, and when it comes out, it's time for Thanksgiving. We'll be back.
Ready?
Bring on the turkey.
Super slow-mo.
Super bird.
Of course, it's it in the bowl, but come on, turkey, go in there. Get nice and warm for us. It's cold outside. Oh, there's a thermometer back there. You okay with that?
So Eric pulled the skin down on the edge because there's a little piece of meat that wasn't covered by skin, and he put some toothpicks in there just to keep that from drying out.
Don't want it to shrink, don't want it to dry out. So what I have here is, this is like a Maverick double thermometer that we use when we barbecue. It takes 2 inputs. He hooks up to this other part, so they're wireless. So these guys actually have the wires, are going to sit next to the oven. The other one you can take into the kitchen or living room or wherever you want. But this guy's just hanging out here.
Okay.
So, that's good. Trying to keep them from sliding on me, but I'm just trying to get down into kind of a joint here. Okay, there he goes.
He's got a tough little membrane.
He's a little tough guy. So that's one, and then we're going to do the breast. I don't want to just go to the top, but we can do the side here. We just want to get into where it's thick. Poked him. He's in there. That should be accurate. And we'll see how. So yeah, the new readings are now, instead of in the 70s in the house, we're now getting readings in the 50s for the actual bird. So that's good.
Okay, tuck him away.
So let's go ahead and put him in there. So, and then throughout the wires.
And we'll see you, turkey. Oh, we want to cook him to at least 165. Or your desired doneness.
Like Amy said, cook until 160, 165, whatever. We're going to cook to 168 or higher. The alarm will go off at 168. We'll rest it. It'll probably come up to 170, 175 or so. And we'll be good. And we already got drippings in there, boo-boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the turkey is out of the oven. Look at that baby. Woo-hoo! That's a beauty little turkey. That's a beautiful little roasting pan. Wow, look at that beautiful browning on it. Oh, and there's this for the gravy. So we're going to trant this and let it sit to get them juices back in there. Okay, it's time to carve the turkey. This turkey looks beautiful, right? I'm just going to take off the dressing that we put on here. So the way I usually cut this is I cut a whole breast off. Yeah, but I can cut a whole leg off if you want a whole leg, boo.
Oh, I can eat the leg.
I don't even have to cut it. It's just coming off by itself.
Yeah, usually you hit a joint, but when it's done, it comes right off.
Yeah, it just came straight off. I thought I was going to have to cut it, but it cut itself. You can take a wing off. If I can find the joint. Okay.
Pull hard enough, it'll come.
So to take this breast off, we're pretty much just going, you can take the thigh off, but we're going to cut right across here, all the way up to the breast bone. And then we're going to take this part of the turkey and we're going to cut here, down, and you end up following it down like that. It's kind of cooled off. Eric was making gravy. So I wouldn't normally like touch it like that. You're going to use a fork if it's super hot.
Yeah, it would burn your fingers what she's doing. But we let it rest for a while, and just magically the gravy gods came out, and look what we got.
It is kind of warm. Eric made some delicious gravy out of the dripping. So we're just going to take this breast here, and we're going to slice it. I see the grain going this way. So I'm just going to slice it this way. It's not super hot. It's just warm.
I mean, you can remove the skin if you want.
Ooh.
One of the keys to not get a bunch of liquid on your cutting board, but actually keep it in the meat, is to let it rest sufficiently, as hard as that is. We tented it, and we
I spilled it on myself.
Is there going to be any left for me, boo-boo?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe a little bit?
I'm going to go ahead and put that there. So I'm just going to take a couple pieces to try out. Yum. And I'll give Eric some to try. And we're going to pour some of this delicious gravy on the top. Ooh, yeah. Now we're talking. Now that is some turkey. Let's take a quick taste. Smells amazing. It tastes amazing. You can smell the apple. It's perfect. It's not like super over salty. The brine did a perfect job in seasoning it. So we a lot of times smoke a turkey, and half the time I'm like, oh, I'm missing that smoke flavor. But this brine, those aromatics that we put in with the apple, the lemon, bring so much flavor to it. It's just a different flavor profile, but it's delicious. I'm not necessarily missing the smoke.
2 hours and 30 minutes cook time.
Yeah.
Didn't take a full 3 hours.
Wow. It's fantastic. So, cooks, I just want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving from both me and Eric. We've had a lot of fun this year testing a lot of kitchen appliances and also making some amazing recipes. And I'm still thinking about those thin lemon cookies that we made. They're absolutely fantastic.
I want some of your butterscotch pudding.
Yeah, the butterscotch pudding as well. Have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining me. And this is oven roasted Thanksgiving turkey, and it's fantastic. Happy Thanksgiving.